Out of, I think it's about 300 songs that John and I wrote together, we never had a dry session.
At 80 years old, Paul McCartney is not just a living legend. He is one of the most influential musicians in history. As a co-founder of the Beatles, he helped change the course of modern music, from the infectious energy of "I Want to Hold Your Hand" to the introspective beauty of "Yesterday." For decades, fans and critics alike have speculated about which songs McCartney himself values most. And now, at 80, Paul McCartney has finally revealed his 5 favorite Beatles songs, a revelation that offers a rare glimpse into the mind of a man whose music shaped generations. These are not necessarily his most commercially successful hits, nor the songs that top the charts. Instead, they are the tracks that resonate with him personally, that capture moments of creativity, emotion, and innovation that defined his life and career. To understand why these songs are so meaningful to McCartney, we need to look back at the journey of the Beatles, from the smoky clubs of Liverpool to stadiums packed with screaming fans, from the pressures of fame to the creative explosions that produced some of the greatest music ever written. These songs are more than melodies. They are stories, memories, and milestones in a life dedicated to music. For many fans around the world, "Yesterday" is one of the Beatles' most iconic songs. Yet, for Paul McCartney, it holds a special place not just because of its popularity, but because it represents a turning point in his career, a moment of introspection, innovation, and emotional honesty that would define much of his later work. Written in 1965 and released on the album Help, "Yesterday" was unlike anything the Beatles had done before. Gone were the raucous energy and infectious harmonies of their early hits. Instead, McCartney's melody was accompanied only by a string quartet, a bold move at the time for a rock band. This simplicity highlighted the raw vulnerability of the lyrics, which explore themes of regret, loss, and longing. Interestingly, McCartney famously woke up with the melody fully formed in his head. For weeks, he worried he might have subconsciously heard it elsewhere, dubbing it "scrambled eggs" as a placeholder until the lyrics came together. That spontaneous creation speaks to McCartney's genius, the ability to translate fleeting inspiration into a timeless work of art. "Yesterday" was a commercial triumph, topping charts around the world, but its significance goes beyond sales. For McCartney, the song symbolized a moment when he realized that music could be more than entertainment. It could be deeply personal, emotionally resonant, and artistically ambitious. The vulnerability in "Yesterday" showed a new side of McCartney, one that was introspective, reflective, and willing to bear his emotions in a way he had not before. Over the decades, "Yesterday" has become one of the most covered songs in history, a testament to its universal appeal. Yet for McCartney, it is not just a song beloved by millions, it is a mirror of his own experiences. The lyrics, with lines like "Why she had to go, I don't know," she wouldn't say, capture the bittersweet nature of life. Love and loss, echoing McCartney's own journey through relationships, fame, and the complexities of human emotion. In interviews, McCartney has described how performing "Yesterday" still evokes a unique sense of connection with audiences. Even after decades, singing the song reminds him of the early days of the Beatles, the intense pressure of sudden fame, and the joy of discovering that music could reach deep into the hearts of listeners. It is a song that has stood the test of time not only because of its craftsmanship, but because of its emotional honesty, a quality McCartney values above all. Choosing "Yesterday" as his favorite was almost inevitable. It is a song that combines musical simplicity with profound emotional depth, a hallmark of McCartney's genius. It represents the first step in a journey that would see the Beatles push boundaries, experiment with styles, and create music that continues to resonate across generations. As we begin exploring McCartney's top 5 favorites, "Yesterday" serves as the foundation, a reminder that sometimes the simplest melodies carry the deepest truths. For Paul McCartney, it is more than just a song. It is a symbol of the heart of his musical legacy, a moment when vulnerability, creativity, and emotion came together to create something truly timeless. Few songs capture the power of reassurance and emotional connection. Quite like "Hey Jude," released in 1968, during a period of turbulence both Personally and professionally for the Beatles, the song has endured as one of Paul McCartney's most cherished works, not only for its musical brilliance, but for the compassion and humanity embedded within it. The origin of Hey Jude is rooted in care and empathy. The song was originally written to comfort Julian Lennon, John Lennon's young son, during his parents' divorce. McCartney wanted to reach out, to offer a message of hope and encouragement, and in doing so, he created one of the most universally recognized anthems of emotional support in modern music. The lyrics, with their gentle urging, "Take a sad song and make it better," resonate with anyone who has experienced heartache or self-doubt. Musically, Hey Jude is a masterpiece of pacing and crescendo. Beginning softly with a simple piano and McCartney's tender vocals, it gradually builds layer by layer into an epic sing-along finale. The climactic "na na na" refrain transforms the song into a collective experience, inviting listeners to participate, to feel part of something larger than themselves. For McCartney, this interactive element is central. Music is not just about the performer, but about creating a connection with the audience. Beyond its public success, it topped charts worldwide and became one of the Beatles' most enduring hits. Hey Jude holds deep personal significance for McCartney. Writing the song for Julian allowed him to express emotions that were both intimate and universal. It was a demonstration of the power of music to console, to heal, and to bridge the gap between personal experience and shared human emotion. McCartney has often described the song as a moment when his creativity intersected with compassion, producing something that continues to touch lives decades later. Performing Hey Jude has always been an emotional experience for McCartney. On stage, he sees audiences of all ages, often singing along to every word, and he has said that witnessing that communal participation is one of the greatest joys of his career. Unlike songs that are crafted purely for technical excellence, Hey Jude is about human connection, about reaching out and saying, "You are not alone." That is precisely why it ranks so highly among his personal favorites. The song also represents a pivotal period in the Beatles' history. Recorded during sessions that produced the White Album, Hey Jude reflects McCartney's willingness to experiment with form, length, and emotional expression. At over 7 minutes, it was the longest single the Beatles had released up to that point, defying conventions and proving that music could be both commercially viable and artistically ambitious. For Paul, Hey Jude embodies the essence of what he loves most about songwriting, its ability to communicate, to console, and to endure. Unlike fleeting hits that fade with the seasons, this song has maintained its emotional power across generations. It is a reminder of the responsibility and privilege of being an artist, and of the ways in which music can be a force for empathy and comfort in a turbulent world. In many ways, Hey Jude stands as a cornerstone of McCartney's musical philosophy, a song crafted not only for entertainment, but for connection. It reminds him, and the millions who have listened over the decades, that music is a bridge between hearts, a source of solace, and a celebration of humanity. Among the Beatles' vast catalog, few songs carry the emotional weight and universal appeal of Let It Be. Released in 1970, at a time when the band was fracturing under personal and professional pressures, the song represents a rare moment of solace, reflection, and enduring optimism. For Paul McCartney, it is not only a testament to the power of music, but a deeply personal expression of hope during a turbulent period in his life. The inspiration for Let It Be came from a dream McCartney had about his late mother, Mary, who had passed away when he was just 14. In the dream, she offered comforting words telling him to let it be in times of trouble. This message of reassurance and acceptance stayed with McCartney, eventually becoming the central theme of one of the Beatles' most iconic songs. The lyrics, simple, profound, and timeless, encapsulate a philosophy of patience, understanding, and faith that resonates far beyond music. Recording Let It Be was fraught with tension. The Beatles were experiencing internal discord, creative differences, personal conflicts, and the looming threat of the band's breakup. Yet in the midst of that turmoil, Let It Be emerged as a moment of clarity and calm. McCartney's piano-driven melody, coupled with his heartfelt vocals, offered a beacon of light amid the chaos. It was a reminder that, even in the darkest moments, simplicity and sincerity could prevail. The song's impact extends beyond its historical context. Let It Be has become an anthem for perseverance, comfort, and resilience. McCartney himself has stated that performing the song live often evokes a powerful emotional response, both for him and for the audience. There is something universal about its message. It reassures listeners that no matter how complicated life becomes, there is a path to peace and understanding. Let It Be also reflects McCartney's approach to songwriting. Unlike songs crafted solely for commercial success, this track was born from personal experience, memory, and emotion. Its creation demonstrates his ability to transform private grief and longing into a collective expression of hope. For Paul, that is the essence of great music, a work that can speak to countless individuals while remaining deeply rooted in the artist's own life. Beyond its musical and emotional significance, Let It Be stands as a symbol of McCartney's resilience. The recording process tested his patience and leadership within the Beatles, yet he remained committed to the song's vision, even as the band's internal tensions escalated. McCartney preserved the integrity of Let It Be, ensuring that its message of calm and reassurance would endure for decades. Today, decades after its release, Let It Be continues to resonate. From funerals to personal moments of reflection, the song has become a source of comfort for millions around the world. For McCartney, its significance is deeply personal. It is a connection to his mother, a reminder of hope amid struggle, and a testament to the enduring power of music to heal and inspire. Choosing Let It Be as one of his favorite Beatles songs underscores McCartney's appreciation for music that carries both emotional weight and universal resonance. It is a song that embodies his belief in the ability of art to provide comfort, to bridge divides, and to remind us all that even in times of uncertainty, it is possible to let it be. Paul McCartney's musical journey with the Beatles produced countless unforgettable songs, but two in particular, Eleanor Rigby and In My Life, stand out as his fourth and fifth favorites, reflecting a depth of storytelling and emotional resonance that has continued to define his career. These songs are emblematic of McCartney's unique ability to weave narrative, melody, and human emotion into music that endures far beyond its original context. Eleanor Rigby, released in 1966 on the album Revolver, marked a revolutionary moment in the Beatles' songwriting. It was one of the first songs to incorporate a string ensemble in a rock context without any traditional guitar accompaniment, giving it a haunting, cinematic quality. For McCartney, the song's power lies in its portrayal of loneliness and the unnoticed struggles of ordinary people. The titular character, Eleanor Rigby and Father Mackenzie, represent the isolated, often overlooked lives that surround us, a theme both timeless and deeply human. McCartney has explained that the song's impact comes from its ability to tell a story through music. Writing Eleanor Rigby allowed him to explore narrative songwriting in ways he had not before, creating characters who feel real, whose experiences resonate with listeners. The song's poignancy is amplified by its stark arrangement, leaving the listener with a sense of intimacy and reflection. For McCartney, it remains a personal favorite because it demonstrates the power of music to evoke empathy and awareness, bridging the gap between performer and audience. Equally significant is In My Life, a Lennon-McCartney collaboration released in 1965 on Rubber Soul. Though John Lennon later described it as largely his own composition, McCartney contributed the memorable piano bridge, a delicate melodic line that enhances the song's nostalgic and introspective tone. In My Life is a meditation on memory, love, and the passage of time, a reflection that resonates profoundly with McCartney at 80. The song captures the bittersweet nature of life, reminding listeners that while experiences may fade, the memories and relationships we cherish endure. For McCartney, both songs illustrate the depth and versatility of the Beatles' creative output. While much of their early fame centered on energetic chart-topping hits, these tracks demonstrate that their music could be reflective, emotionally complex, and artistically ambitious. Eleanor Rigby and In My Life are enduring reminders that the Beatles were not just pop stars, they were storytellers, philosophers, and chroniclers of the human experience. At 80, McCartney reflects on these songs with a sense of gratitude and perspective. They represent milestones in his artistic evolution, moments when music transcended entertainment to touch the core of what it means to be human. Each song carries personal significance. Eleanor Rigby for its empathy toward the overlooked and lonely, In My Life for its tender contemplation of time, memory, and love. Together, they complement the other 3 songs on his favorite list: Yesterday, Hey Jude, and Let It Be, forming a tapestry that reflects McCartney's emotional range, musical ingenuity, and enduring connection to listeners. These 5 songs also highlight a key aspect of McCartney's legacy: his ability to balance melody and meaning, accessibility and depth, innovation and timelessness. They demonstrate why, even decades after the Beatles' breakup, his work continues to inspire musicians, resonate with fans, and provide comfort, joy, and insight to generations around the world. Ultimately, McCartney's favorites are not just songs, they are chapters of his life, snapshots of creative milestones and windows into the heart of one of the greatest songwriters of all time. At 80, as he reflects on a life filled with music, family, and enduring influence, these songs stand as a testament to his artistic vision, emotional honesty, and the timeless power of the Beatles' music.